So I'm making this video actually to clear something up that I've been seeing on social media. There was recently a drill rapper killed in Chicago, a guy who I think was from over east named Lil Josh. He was not real big. He wasn't like a big drill rapper. I mean, every neighborhood in Chicago now has like 100 drill rappers, man. So it's not like, this wasn't like a King Von, Lil Durk type guy. But he was just recently killed in Chicago a couple days ago. Rest in peace, Lil Josh, man. But there was something on social media that I was seeing that was something that I need to correct, which is that saying that this is the guy who King Von was talking to in jail when he was trying to get moved. Okay, King Von was saying some gay stuff, and he was saying bye Lil Josh, talking to some guy named Lil Josh. Now the guy who he's talking to is not in the frame, he's not in the video, so you can't see his face. So I seen a bunch of people on social media talking about the Lil Josh that King Von was talking to just got killed. Okay, and then people were mocking him in the comments, repeating what Von said, talking about bye Lil Josh. Okay, this is not the same guy that Von was talking to in the video. Okay, and for people that are wondering how I determined that, anybody who's been in Cook County Jail, who's been processed through Cook County Jail, knows that until you've had your bond hearing, okay, and if it's a bond that you can't pay or whatever, you don't dress in. Okay, they're gonna leave you in your street clothes. In like, there's like this area down in the, it's like in the lower part of the jail. It's like this long hallway with a long bench, and you're just waiting there until you go in for your bond hearing. Now, I was in there during COVID, so I know they were doing things a little bit differently back then, but the guys that I was talking to in there were saying that it's the same hallway that they were in before, you know, when they had been in there previously. So you're basically just waiting down there on this bench. They bring you like a little, like these cups of juice or whatever, and like a sandwich, and you're basically waiting there all day. Okay, in street clothes. You're not going to dress in until after that bond hearing. So I looked up every single arrest that this particular Lil Josh, the Lil Josh that just got killed, had. He never like received anything other than an I bond on any arrest, and he never was in there long enough to, you know, have been in there with Von dressed in. Every single arrest he had was for like little stuff. He was either released right from the station the same day, or he got like I think a couple times he got like $120 cash bond, and then was right out. A few times he got an I bond. So he never would have really been in there. Like, he never would have dressed in. He would have been down in the lower part of the jail where they're just processing you, and, you know, you're having your bond hearing, and then he would have been gone like the same day. When Von was talking to somebody in that video, he was in the county, like he was dressed in, everything. Okay, so Von was released in December of 2017 from IDOC custody. This Lil Josh was just arrested like a month later. Okay, on again, some more little stuff. So the times, you know, the times don't match up. If Von would have encountered him in Cook County Jail, it would have been just him passing through while he was waiting for his bond hearing. And it's unlikely that Von would have even, you know, bumped into him in that context. But as far as, like, you know, him trying to get moved somewhere else to a different deck and talking to Lil Josh, who was also on some deck. Lil Josh, according to what the Chicago police have in their database, he never would have been on a deck. You know, he just would have been in the area of the jail where they're just, you know, leaving you waiting for your bond hearing, and that's it. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section, but it's really impossible, based on the information that we have from the Chicago police, that he ever would have bumped into Von in Cook County Jail. This Lil Josh. If you live in Chicago, you know there's like 1,000 of these guys with the same name. You know, everybody's Lil now. You know, like Lil this, Lil that. And Josh is not an uncommon name at all, like in the black community. Like, I know probably 15 Joshes. Okay, just from working in the Chicago public high schools. And, you know, to stick a Lil in front of his name and call him Lil Josh, that's probably something that's happened, you know, every other hood. So, yeah, this is not, it's not far-fetched. But for the people saying that, here's the thing, you gotta always take this with a grain of salt when you see stuff on social media. Any connection with a major drill rapper, like Chief Keef, King Von, Lil Durk, anybody like that, you do anything that gets debunked later, it hurts that brand. And eventually, I mean, you can still do numbers even with a damaged brand. But personally, I don't think it's worth it. Okay. Now, again, it's possible that people could have thought this was the same guy, and a lot of people say that on social media, then bloggers take it and run with it. Anytime you're on social media and you see King Von's friend or the guy who King Von was talking to or the guy who got into it with King Von, you always got to check that out, okay? Because, like, half the time that I've seen, that's not true. Like, half the time, this dude didn't even know the guy. Somebody, like, went to a Lil Durk concert one time, you know, you could have in the title, you know, guy who was rocking with Lil Durk has this happen to him or whatever. And this is just a dude that went to a concert one time, you know, so take all that stuff with a grain of salt. But yeah, rest in peace to this little Josh. As far as the county jail, okay, is concerned, like, and with the gay stuff, this is something I want to address. Yeah, that stuff a lot of time is, you know, just a tactic to move to a different deck. That's well known. Cairo and Zoo were talking about that, but still, this is something that, again, that, you know, people from my generation are still kind of getting used to, because, like, back in the day, you never really could have done something like this, bro. And for people that are thinking of doing that, that's not a tactic I recommend using. Okay, that's really not a tactic I recommend using, because if, you know, if you're doing that, you're taking the risk that people are going to call your bluff and know what you're doing. If they don't, okay, and you get known as a guy who's like that, now if you get sent, you know, away to state prison or something like that, and that reputation follows you, you know, that's something that can cost you your life. I know, like, I don't know how every prison is and how everybody runs everything, but that's not something that's not something I would ever want on my name in a state prison. You know, like, there's stories about guys getting locked up with a guy who, you know, has that reputation, and they just kill him right off the bat, because it's like, if you're locked up with the guy and you're in the same cell, okay, now people are going to start talking about you and wondering about you. So then they feel like they have to kill him. You know, it's not worth it, bro. Like, you're playing with fire if you start to pretend to be gay. That's never something I would do. Because you have some guys too, I mean, they're not with that, bro. Like, they're just not with that, like, that gay stuff. They don't rock with that at all. Certain gangs, they don't allow it. And if you have that reputation of doing that, you can just be killed straight up just for that. So for anybody that's thinking about doing what Von did and just hoping that people know that you're faking, very dangerous, man. Very dangerous. And that's some stuff that's really, like, out of bounds and off code, just to even pretend to do that. Because this is jail. This is not like the street, okay? There's no LGBTQ rights and all that stuff in prison and jail. It's a different world. It's different rules. It's a different law. It's the law of the jungle, okay? People don't respect, you know, your right to do whatever you want if you're locked up in a cell with them and they got to fall asleep underneath you and just hope that you don't try to get down on them, you know, because you're like that. It's not worth it, man. So you guys let me know what you think down in the comment section, man. Rest in peace to little Josh. It's your boy Chicago News. I'm out.